Peace, y'all. It has been quite a while since I uploaded a video, so I just wanted to tap in with everyone. I know I have been getting a lot of comments on my spiritual ascension video that I made a couple years back. Like, there's been like an influx of comments and people saying that they relate and going through the same thing that I was describing in that video. So if you haven't seen that video and you are going through any type of like spiritual vertigo or just vertigo symptoms that you cannot physically explain, I think that video will most likely be for you and give you a lot of information, just like a lot of the people are saying in the comments, that it's just a time right now where we are going through a growth and a spiritual ascension for the most part. So a lot of people are dealing with different symptoms in general, like in a collective wise, like everybody's going through something different, but it's all for the same spiritual cause. So I know that for me, it's been since I made that video. I made that video in 2021. It is now 2023. Ooh, excuse me. It's 2024, January. So we're fresh into that new 2024 cycle. And man, so much has changed. So much has happened for me just since I made that video, and just how much spiritual growth and spiritual progression that I made since then has been like profound. And I know that there's a lot of people who are, like I said, going through the same process. So I know everybody's last couple of years has been really intense. But I think now, personally for myself, I think that I am coming into like a metamorphosis. If I'm wrong, please don't laugh at me. Please don't get ugly in the comments about it. Like, I think it's metamorphosis is the word I'm looking for. When the when the caterpillar turns into the butterfly, like that whole thing, I think that's what it's called, right? So basically it's a transformation that I just know I have been going through, and I've been going through it for the last couple of years, and now I feel like it's getting to a climax. Now I feel like it's getting to a heightened point where, all the things that I've been putting my energy into are going to start to show fruit, and they're going to start to grow and really take root here in this physical reality that we're in. So with that comes a lot of anxiety, with that comes a lot of uncertainty, with that comes a lot of faith. So with this video, I want to talk about the calling of trusting, and the calling of kind of like a surrender is, I know, a big thing for people right now. A lot of people are going through the phase of having to surrender, not knowing what you're going to do next, not knowing how you're going to do it, not knowing how you're going to make these things and these dreams that you want for yourself to really come into fruition. A lot of people are getting to a point where the universe is pushing you to surrender. It's not time for you to be in control. It's not time for you to, map the plan out and have the step-by-step. Like, I know that our human, wants to do that, but we have to get to a point where we understand that the human and the spirit and the soul, the energy, body, what we really are two different things. So when it comes to surrender, when it comes to letting go, that's something that your spirit does easily. You know what I mean? Like, your spirit is with all that. Your spirit is all about expansion. Your spirit is all about experience. So definitely when it comes to like having to let go and go in the direction of what your spirit wants, your spirit's going to push you there regardless of how you feel. So the hesitation, the doubt, the resistance, the fear, the big one, the fear, the uncertainty, all those emotions that you're feeling, that is all coming from your human. So I think this video is important to make because a lot of us have to learn to separate those two beings. We think that we are our human. We think that we are our everything that we feel, think, touch, and see. That's all that there is. But once we understand that we are an energetic being, this is like kindergarten spiritual knowledge, right? But not kindergarten. I don't want to be rude to the people who don't know this. You know what I mean? But it's just basic spiritual knowledge, right? We are energetic beings having a human experience. So there's no way that we are human. You know what I mean? We're energetic beings experiencing a human body, a human, a vessel, so that we can experience the things out here. You know what I mean? Energy needs a vessel to experience itself in. So we are the vessel. So, sorry guys. When it comes to surrender, when it comes to letting go, when it comes to really taking that direction from spirit to go towards the life that you want, regardless of what it is for you, whatever it is that looks like. If you can't get the basic surrender down, you're not going to get far. It's going to be a lot of stop and go. You know what I mean? Even if you get started or you get a little momentum, it's going to be a lot of stop and go, because you're not going to fully trust in what you're being told, because it's going against your human knowledge, your logic, you know? So we have to understand that as energetic beings, like our spirit, our soul is fearless. It's not worried about this human construct. It doesn't worry about human rules. It doesn't worry about human moralities, what's right or wrong. That's all things that the spirit actually doesn't deal with. You know what I mean? Right or wrong is a duality thing, which is the earth thing, which is a human thing, you know? So energy doesn't deal with that. So there's good energy. I mean, there's negative energy and then there's positive energy. That's really what it is, but it's not a good or a bad type of thing. It's a negative or positive, you know, if you know the difference. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to the things that you want, you know, you have to go after the feeling. You know, don't go after what it is that you think that people want for you, or what it is that you think is a fulfilling life, or, you know what I mean, what everybody says to go do. Like, no, go with what you feel. So if you feel like you want to be a doctor and you want to spend your days helping people and being in surgery and doing the doctor life and having a doctor life, then 100%. You feel that in your gut, and no matter what anybody else tells you, there's nothing that nobody else can tell you that's going to convince you otherwise, then 100% go after the doctor. But if you want to be a free spirit traveler, no job, remote job type vibe, you know what I mean, kind of live how you want to live, roam type of nomad spirit, you know, if you want to do that just on the opposite end, like 100% go for that. And the person who's a doctor shouldn't be telling you that you're wrong for wanting to experience that in this lifetime, and you shouldn't be telling the person who's a doctor that they're wrong for wanting to experience that being a doctor in this lifetime. Everybody's here literally to experience a different life, a different journey, a different path of earth. So there's no judgment that any of us have to give on anybody and what their path is and what their journey is. So as far as letting go and being able to follow your spirit and surrender, you have to go towards what you feel. So if you're working a job right now and you hate it, it's the only thing you're doing there is getting money to pay your bills, but really it's draining your spirit, it's draining your energy, it's draining your mental, it's draining your everything, your happiness, your time. Just quick note, our biggest and most valuable asset is time. I don't care what nobody convinces you. It's not fucking money, it's not Bitcoin, it's not, I don't know, whatever else people say, you know what I mean? Our biggest asset in this world is time. So if you are doing things that are sucking your time and not giving back to you, you are killing yourself slowly, you know what I mean? And there's no fulfillment that's going to come from that. You're going to die heavy and you're going to keep coming back here until you get it right. So I think that surrender. In order to surrender, you have to be clear. So in order to be clear, you have to, what? Follow your spirit. Be clear on what your spirit is telling you. So how your spirit communicates with you is through feelings. Shout out to Gyla too. I just want to say that. More Supreme. If y'all not watching her, if y'all not popping in and tapping in with her, it's probably not for you actually. So I'm not even going to say that. But I'm going to say shout out to her because she's top notch supreme player knowledge. So anyways, if you are not in connection with your feelings, if you're not in connection with how you feel and the things that your gut, your intuition at all, you're always going to be walking in circles. You're never going to really find a life that is fulfilling to your spirit because you don't even know what your spirit wants. So first thing first, in order to be able to surrender to a path, you have to be sure what the path is. Because if you're not sure what the path is, you're never going to surrender to it. Because it's always going to be uncertainty. It's always going to be, I don't really know, or maybe I want to do this, like it's always going to be that. So if you're not sure what the path is, you are never going to surrender. So first step first, you have to be sure of the path. Be sure of what it is that your intuition is telling you. If you know in your heart, you got a gnawing feeling that you want to go be a veterinarian, you know what I mean? Like right now you're working as a dentist. but you hate that so bad. You don't like being in people's mouths. You don't want to be like talking to people and doing like, you don't want to do that. You rather deal with animals, so in your spirit that you want to be a veterinarian, then you have to understand that that's the path, that's the feeling, that's the communication that you're looking for. Everybody be looking for someone else to tell them what it is that they should be doing with their life. They're asking people, they're getting life coaches, they're getting readings, they're getting tarot, palm readings, and all type of crazy stuff. When it's like, girl or boy or man or woman, you know what you are, you know what you want, you know what it is, you know what you feel. There's no such thing as I don't know, because you literally know what you feel. You know what you feel. So people have to start tapping into what it is that they feel. If you want to be a veterinarian, you need to quit the job that you're at. I don't give up. I don't give a flying F about nothing. I don't care if you don't have any savings. I don't care if you don't have the proper setup for you to quit. I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? The things that I'm telling you is going to make sure that all of that aligns perfectly. So, but that's the point of trusting. That's the point of surrender. You know what I mean? When you go down this path, when you go on this journey, you're going to get to a point, especially if you're leveling up and you're really doing your shit and doing the work and really seeing the fruit in your life, you're going to get to a point where you're going to have to take some direction, and you're not going to be the one to navigate this field. You've never been in these arenas that you're in right now, energetically. You know what I mean? You've never been in these doors that you're walking in. You've never been in these places, in this mental state. You know what I mean? In this health state, whatever it is that you got going on, that you're upgrading. You've never been here, so you're going to have to trust spirit. You're going to have to trust that intuition. You're going to have to trust the universe to really guide you to where you need to be, guide you to the path that you're supposed to be. So if you're feeling it, you need to go towards that feeling. Do not worry about the human realm. Like, I promise you, just don't do it. Don't worry about if you have money for your bills. I know this is like, people would say this is like irresponsible advice, but I'm sorry, this is the game of opposites. This is a game of opposites. As above, so below, but everything that they taught us is backwards here. You know what I mean? They make us seem like the only thing that's important is getting your credit up and building a house, or I don't know, and I'm not going to say those things aren't important, because those are things that I even strive to have, no matter how, how much awareness I would say that I have just for myself. Like, I still want to build a house, you feel me? I still want to have good credit. I still want to have, all the things that are going to help me live a better experience. But the difference is, I understand that those things are secondary to anything that I got going on. And if I want to influence anything in this physical world, I have to start by doing it within myself. There's no amount of loving somebody else that's going to make them love you. There's no amount of giving to a job that's going to make them appreciate you. There's no amount of anything that you're going to put out into the out world that's going to make them give you the result that you want. If you want a certain result from a certain situation, you have to start with that within yourself. If you want somebody to treat you better in a relationship, I know I'm going all over the place, but just trust me, I'm going to wrap it up, put it on a bow, and it's going to be good. If you want somebody to treat you better in a relationship, you have to start feeling worthy of being treated better. You know what I mean? If you're dealing with somebody who's not treating you well, I'm sorry to say it, but it's because you feel like that's what you deserve. Because nobody who knows that they don't deserve that is going to stick around for no situation like that. To not be treated well and to be mistreated. Nobody who knows their worth is going to stick around for that. So if you're sticking around, that lets you know that you're dealing with a worth issue. So in order for you to change how other people view you, you have to change how you view you. You have to start saying, actually, I don't think that this is going to work. Actually, I know I deserve way better than what you're treating me. Actually, I know I deserve love, kindness, respect, honor, whatever it is that you're looking for. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you feel that you deserve that you're not getting. You're going to say, no, actually, I feel like I'm not going to do that. And until you can reach me where I'm at, I'm not going to deal with you. And then that's when people are going to be like, damn, okay, maybe I do got to start treating her better. And then you're going to start seeing the situation that you want. But there's no amount of doing for somebody. You can cook for somebody, you can clean, you know what I mean? You're a man, you can provide, give a girl money, you can pay her bills. There's no amount of anything that you're going to do on the outside that's going to change the situation. So just side note, if you're going to want to change anything in your physical reality, know that you have to start within. You have to change how you view yourself, how you view the situation. And most of the times, a lot of the reasons why we don't get the things that we aspire to have is because we don't think that we're worthy of it. You know what I mean? From the most obvious worth issues to the most subliminal, hidden, undercover worth issues. Like, the collective is dealing with worth issues. Like, everybody involved, including myself. You know what I mean? So I just want everyone to know that that's a thing that you have to start getting. You have to start remembering, I'm worthy of everything that I've ever wanted. I'm worthy of everything that I've ever dreamed of. I'm worthy of everything that I've ever stumbled and thought about. You know what I mean? On a good day. You know what I mean? I'm worthy of every amount of love, amount of money, honor, opportunities, community, laugh, friends, family. I'm worthy of that. So as long as I feel like I'm worthy of that, the construct of this universe has no choice but to mimic how I feel and to give me the reality that I feel that I deserve. So if you're in a reality right now that you don't feel like you deserve, it's because you don't. No, if you're in a reality right now that you feel like you don't deserve, it's because you have not actively activated that I don't deserve that in you. You're just thinking it like, oh, I know I probably could do better. Like, oh, I know I probably could be, you know what I mean, working at a better job or doing something that's more fulfilling, or I could be with somebody who treats me better, whatever the situation is. Like, you feel like that, but you're not really like putting that reprogramming. And a lot of things that these worth issues, these abandonment issues, all these things, these stem from childhood. So it's not something that you're going to be able to just click off overnight, you know what I mean? Once you come to the realization of what it is, like, no, you're going to have to really work on that. You're going to really have to do deep shadow work and really get to the root of what that is. And really, as an adult, look at these situations that you're basing your worth off of. You're basing your worth off of when you were 5 years old and your dad said, no, you're not worth my time, or whatever it is, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you basing your worth as a 26-year-old woman or man off of these 5-year-old interactions, you know what I mean? So what you have to do as deep shadow work, you have to go in looking as a 29, 28-year-old man or woman. You have to look like, damn, my dad probably was just going through some shit. My dad was probably just whatever he was going through, that didn't have nothing to do with me. He shouldn't have took it out on me. That's not my fault that he took it out on me. I didn't deserve that. But what he's saying is not true. You know what I mean? That's just him. You have to come and reprogram your body and your mind into thinking that. Because if you don't, you're gonna keep running these subconscious programs of, I'm not worthy of the things that I really love. You want a relationship. You want to be married so bad, but you've never seen a real happy relationship, so you don't think that that's even a real thing. Or you got your own worth issues. You don't feel like you deserve to really be loved. So every time you get in a relationship, you're self-sabotaging and crashing the relationship out, because at the end of the day, like, you might want it all you want it. You don't feel like you deserve it, so you're not going to do the things that you require to keep it, you know, if that makes sense. So I know I went off on a tangent. I'm supposed to be talking about surrender. But it all ties together, you know what I mean? Because in order to go through any of this process, in order to surrender, in order to trust in the universe and in the process and all the woo-wah things that they say, but really the only thing that you're doing is just following your spirit. You know, they can put any phrase on it, but the only thing you're doing is following what your spirit is telling you, and that is the true definition of alignment. It's nothing else. It's nothing. It's really as simple as that. Is being in the direction of your spirit. So if your spirit says turn left, you turn left. If your spirit says go straight and then bust a right, you go straight, bust a right. You know what I mean? Like, that's alignment. It's not doing things to make other people happy or it's not doing anything. It's doing exactly what your spirit says. Because when you do exactly what your spirit says, all the things that you really want to fulfill in life, you're going to fulfill them. It's going to make sure that it takes you on the journey that you hit all your marks. Oh, I wanted to do this. Oh, I wanted to do this. That's what your life journey is. It's all about following your spirit so you can hit the marks. But you don't know what the marks are because you can't hear your spirit. You know what I mean? You're not connected to your intuition. You don't follow your intuition, so you don't even know what the marks are. You just driving on the life path. Marks is passing you by. You don't even know these are your marks. These are for you. You're here to experience that. Like, that's the shit that lights you up. That's the shit that you actually love to do, or you feel good about, or the things you've always dreamed about. These are the things that I'm trying to push you in the direction of, but you want to program and go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, this is an example. Like, imagine like playing a video game and you playing, like, let's say Grand Theft Auto or something, like, you know, just something where it's kind of like free roam. I think that's what it's called. Imagine you playing a video game and you trying to tell the character, go right, and the character's going left because it's scared of what's going right. But you don't know, the character that's playing doesn't know that you're controlling it. So it's just going right. You know what I mean? It's just doing its own thing. But you are the higher spirit, right? The higher spirit, your spirit, right, is the person playing the game, right? You, the human person body, is the person in the game, the thing in the game. Imagine your higher self is trying to tell you bust right or go left or go straight, and you're not doing none of those because you're scared. Imagine how frustrated you would be playing a game and trying to tell the character to go right, and the character keep going left, or the character don't move, or the character is just stuck, or the character go a whole totally different direction. You'll be frustrated, like, damn, get right. Do what I'm telling you to do. So that's kind of how you got to think about it. I know that was kind of confusing, but if you follow me, you follow me. You know what I mean? Like, if you can just kind of look at it like, I got to get in alignment. These are the things that my spirit's telling me to do. If I feel it, it's real. That's where it's not about what you see, touch, hear, smell. Like, these senses are for your human body. Those other senses is the ones you need to tap into. And the most important one is that intuition. If you're not tapped into your intuition, you're going to be lost. You're not going to feel it. You're not going to live a life of fulfillment. And you're going to keep being in cycles you don't want to be in. You're going to keep dealing with people you don't want to deal with. You're going to keep making money you feel like you deserve to be making 10 times more. You're going to keep putting yourself in situations where you're getting the short end of the stick. So surrender. Surrender. In order to surrender, you have to know the past. You know, and I know that it's hard, especially I'm deep in the middle of it. You know what I mean? I like making videos when I'm in the shit, like in the middle of it. I'm in the thick of it, you know? So it's not like this is you getting raw, real experience. It's not like, oh, I'm looking back and thinking about how my experience was. Like, no, I'm telling you right now because I'm going through it right now, and this is as real as it's going to get. So when it comes to surrender for myself, I've learned that it can be really, it feels like walking on a tightrope with a blindfold. You know, and I think there's a tarot deck where that is the Fool card. You know what I mean? If you know which one I'm talking about, definitely drop it in the comments. But there's a spiritual deck of tarot cards where the Fool card in that deck is like a woman walking on a tightrope with a blindfold. So, but that's exactly what surrender is. It's definitely that. Because just in general for my life, you know, like, I felt like I don't know what is coming, but I feel it. I feel it in every ounce of my body. Like, I feel like I'm spiritually pregnant. I feel like I'm spiritually 9 months. Like, I'm overdue. I'm like 41 weeks. I'm dying to give birth. You know what I mean? I can't wait to drop this load. And what the load is it's just the life that I've built for myself, the life that I've healed and came and manifested for myself. Like, I know it's here. It's not about waiting. It's not about like, oh, it's not about any of that. It's about, I know that it's here. I know it's coming into fruition right now. I feel it. Everything in my body is telling me that it's here. So with that though, like, I have to make decisions that I feel like are just, if you are having a hard time surrendering and kind of trusting the unknown, they can definitely be hard decisions to make, because these are decisions that fully and 100% require you to trust and surrender. You're not going to be able to see it. Your logical brain isn't going to be able to clock the pattern, clock how it's going to work out, clock how it's going to come into fruition. That you've purely 100% given this up to spirit. 100% given this whole thing, you know what I mean, this whole route that I've taken up to spirit, and you know when you're in alignment or not. So I'm not going to say if you're in alignment. Like, we're talking about the people who are in alignment. We ain't talking about people who not. Because if you're not in alignment, your life is going to show it. So for the people who are in alignment and the people who are doing the work, and you're now getting to a point where surrender is the biggest thing. Like, you have to trust. You have to trust. I want you to know that for me, how I cope is I find the feeling of excitement, because with this surrender, what I've noticed, especially for the people and just talking to other people who, you know what I mean, are feeling the same thing, or are in alignment with myself and in alignment with just kind of like the timeline that I'm talking about, and just feeling this feeling of like about to give birth to some greatness. I don't know what it is, you know what I mean? But just feeling like your time is now and it's coming, and everything is, not even that it's coming, it's now. There's no coming or now, or it's either or. You know what I mean? You can't do both. So the time is now. For the people who know their time is now. It's like waiting on Christmas, but you don't know what Christmas Day is. You just know one day you're gonna wake up and it's all gonna be and all the presents is gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I have such a spiritual blessing coming in for me, just from all the work and all the healing and all the trusting and all the evolving that I've been doing over the last couple years. Like, I know that this is the time where it's coming to fruition for me, and I'm going to see those results in my physical reality. So I'm just super excited. So for the people who are going through that same process, I encourage you to find that excitement. You know what I mean? Always keep that excitement at the front center of your brain. Like, I know you feel it too. I know you feel that excitement. I know you feel like, yeah, this shit about to bust, and you don't even know why you feel like that. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got no real big plays in work. You ain't got no real, like, you know what I mean, money saved up, or you don't got no business deal in the works, but you feel it in your spirit. You feel it. I know you know what I'm talking about. You feel it. You feel it like you waking up every day like, you know, I know I am. So if you're one of those people, keep that excitement, and every time that you feel doubt, every time that you feel like you're crazy or you don't know why, pluck that shit out your brain like a I don't know what you pluck, but pluck it, you know what I mean? And don't entertain the thought no more, literally. And now I want to say this too, especially coming into this 2024 year, this is going to be the year of karma, you know what I mean? And karma isn't what they tell you it is. Karma isn't good or bad, or being a good person and getting good back. I'm sorry, that's not what it is. There's universal law that is you give out what you receive, but that's not the same thing as karma. You know what I mean? So they've tricked you into thinking what karma really is. And karma is not about good or bad. Karma is about your spirit. Karma is about following your spirit or not. And if karma is about alignment. So if you are not in alignment with your spirit, quote unquote, it's going to be, you got bad karma, because your spirit's going to allow you to crash out. Your spirit's going to allow you to get into a situation where it's kind of like, ooh, this is a bad situation. If you're not in alignment. If you're not in alignment, your spirit's going to let you get in those situations. So people think it's karma. You did something in alignment. No, it's you went on a route that was off your spirit's path, no longer in alignment. So now you're out of the safe zone. When you're in alignment, you're in the safe zone. You can do whatever you want. I promise you can do whatever you want as long as you're in alignment. These human rules don't matter. None of that shit matters. You can, as long as you're in alignment with your spirit, you can do whatever you want and you'll be straight. As long as you go out of alignment with your spirit and you start doing some off the wall shit, or some off brand like movement, then whatever happens. If you get snatched up or something bad, you get hurt, or something happens to your family, like all the protections that you have when you're in alignment, you don't have those protections when you get out of alignment. You know what I mean? So when people say, oh, it's karma, I got bad karma, he got bad karma because he did X, Y, and Z. No, he didn't follow his spirit, so his spirit led him into a situation where it wasn't the best result. You know what I mean? That's not karma. You know what I mean? That's I didn't follow my spirit. So I just wanted to put that in there really quick, because I know people are confused, and they've been smoking us for years with that, thinking that karma is be a good person and You don't have to be a good person at all. I'm being real. Like, this is real. We're not here for the people pleasers. We're here for the real authentic beings out here who are out here experiencing life and want to help other people experience a high vibrational experience out here. Like, low vibrational shit is not us. We are in the spiritual suburbs. Okay? This is for the spiritual suburbs, babies. This is for the people who are playing big players. You know what I mean? This is for the people who are playing like how they should be playing. So I just want to say that I think it's important for people to know the difference. You know what I mean? Like, know that there's a universal law. What you give should come back to you. So you cut off somebody's toe, somebody might cut off your toe, or you might lose a toe in an accident, or from an infection. You know what I mean? Like, that is universal law. You know what I mean? But that's not karma. Karma is about your spirit and following your spirit. If you're not following your spirit, you get out of the protection zone. And when you get out of the protection zone, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? You're all bets are off. Once you out of the protection zone, your spirit guy's looking at you like, I don't go over there. So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you over there anyway. You know what I mean? I don't go over there. So I'm burnt. part, but the point is, this year is about karma. The real karma, though. The being in alignment karma. So what this year is going to be about is, if you aren't following your spirit, if you're not doing the things that your spirit has been gnawing and aching and nagging at you to do for however long it's been nagging at you to do them, you're going to start destructing. You know what I mean? The things that you're working or building or hoping for or whatever you got going on is going to start crumbling down a lot faster, because this is an 8 year. 8 years about karma, and not, like I said, not good or bad karma, not Santa Claus, good list, bad list karma. No, it's about in alignment or not in alignment karma. You know what I mean? So if you in alignment, you good, do your shit. If you're not in alignment, it's not going to be good for you. It's going to be bad for you. That's just as simple as it's going to get for anybody. You know what I mean? It's as simple as it's going to get. So, what I will say is, this is the year of karma. So if you're not in connection with your spirit, you better get in connection fast. And it don't take a lot. You know what I mean? You're going to have to sit your ass down somewhere and really tap in. You know, because this is the year where if you're not following the real directions, not what people outside of you are telling you, not what the boss, the sister, the mom, the dad, the uncle, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the friend, anybody, not what anybody outside of you is telling you. If you're not following what your mother in spirit is telling you, baby, you about to get X'd out, because you're about to get X'd out, because the spirit doesn't have to. Earth needs help. I just want y'all to know this real quick too, just for the beings, the earth beings who are out here who actually might give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, excuse my language, but Earth needs help, and it needs people to step into their power as fast as they can, so that they can start pushing some healing into this planet, because this planet is being destroyed by the forces that be now. You know what I mean? Of course, their reign's coming out of play, and they're losing their power, and yada yada yada. But right now, and from here back, they've had power, and they've been fucking shit up. So, with that being said, big players are needed. So we don't got time to keep playing with you. You either gonna do what Spirit's telling you to do, or you gonna get up out of here and try again next time. You know what I mean? Try again another time. But you don't have to leave. Like we're getting closer to mission time. Like people are on here on missions. You're not doing what your mission is. This is no longer a free roam spirit. This is no longer a free roam planet. You know what I mean? If you're not doing what your individual spirit is telling you to do, you're gonna be exiled. So that's why I think surrender is important. That's why I think surrendering to the process, especially once you've gotten to a point where you know what path you're on, you're sure about the path, you're doing the work, you're elevating, you're making sure that you're staying consistent with the things that you need to stay consistent on to keep your frequency where you need to keep it. If you're doing all the things that you know you need to be doing, I know you feel the same feeling that I'm feeling. So if you feel this same excitement, this same like I can't even explain it. Like, I just can give you the feeling and just hope that you vibrate with me so you feel it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I said, like, I know Christmas and all the bullshit that comes with Christmas, but that's the best way I can describe it. Like, it's like knowing, it's like a Christmas day without the date. You know what I mean? Like, like people anticipate Christmas, like, oh, 13 more days till Christmas, 14 more days, or, 2 more days till Christmas, it's Christmas Eve, blah, blah, blah. You know, they have like the countdown. Like, I feel like I'm on a countdown, but I don't know what the day for the countdown is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the original day is. So like any day could be it. Every day I'm waking up like, is it now? You know, like, I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping. I might be a little burnt out, but I'm not tripping. So definitely, I'm about to get out of here. I don't want to talk y'all head off too much, but I just wanted to drop that on you. Surrender, surrender, surrender. If you're in the point where you have to surrender, where you need to surrender, where you're feeling called to surrender, know that you are so close. And I know that you're probably tired of hearing it. You probably blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear it. I get it. Trust me. I get it. But I'm telling you, you're so close. Like, it's like you could touch it now. You can almost yank the life that you want out the sky. Like, it's so close now. It's not like eons away. Like, no, it's within grabbing distance. So definitely maintain your energy. Make sure that you keep your spirit and your energy, your vibration high. Do the things that you love. The quickest and easiest way to keep and maintain a high vibration is doing what you love. Listen to your spirit, the things that make you like happy, full of joy, the things that even, it doesn't matter how silly it is, it doesn't matter how childish or how dumb or how irrelevant, it doesn't matter, it does not matter, I'm telling you. It's for you for a reason. So if you're never going to find out why it's for you if you don't investigate. So go investigate your passions. Go investigate the things that give you joy. Go investigate the things that make you happy. You know what I mean? Don't deep sea dive in them. Dwell in them. Dwell in them until you see what you're trying to see. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to hold your frequency with ease, is if you stay in a constant state of joy. If you don't stay in a constant state of joy, you're going to be looking, you're going to be like, damn, where's that coming? You feel me? Like, oh, I'm getting agitated, I'm getting anxious now. Now as you get agitated, as you get anxious, you're lowering your frequency. So and then once you lower your frequency, you're not even going to be matching the life that's right here for you. You know what I mean? The life that you manifest is a high frequency life. So I really hope that you're not thinking that you're about to go live this high frequency life, but you still on these low frequency ass energies. If you're still hating, if you're still negative, if you're still bitter, you're still jealous. Like, if you haven't got that out the way, that's where you need to start. But we're just talking to the players who I just assume you've gotten that out the way. You know what I mean? Like, you've gotten that out the way. So you just are trying to maintain that energy and continuing to surrender and trust. Know that if you feel that overwhelming excitement, that overwhelming, it could be anxious, you could feel anxiety too, but it's anxiety because it's a good feeling. You know what I mean? You know you feel good. Even though you might not know the path, you might not be able to see, you might not be able to predict how it's going to play out or how it's going to work in your favor. You might not have all the answers right now, but if you know, and you in your spirit, you know that you're for one, you're okay. So you're not really like anxious. You have a sense of calm. You know, even though it's a little tricky, it looks a little crazy, you still have that overwhelming sense of calm. For one, that's your green flag. Like, hello. And for two, you know what I mean, that anxiety is just a excitement. So if you transfer it into an excitement energy and you hold that excitement and you hold that feeling of, yeah, like, I'm here and I deserve everything that I got coming to me and more, actually. You know what I mean? If you hold that, use that. Like, don't let people think that being full of yourself is a bad thing. Being full of yourself is not a bad thing. You're supposed to be full of yourself. That's what being fulfilled is. People want you out here unfulfilled. That's why they tell you don't be full of yourself. That's a whole different thing. We ain't even gonna do that. But what we are gonna do is we're gonna surrender to the process. We're gonna make sure that we are in connection with our spirit, in connection with our intuition, in connection with the things that make us feel. Not the see, not touch, not smell, not think, whatever, you know what I mean? The things that you feel, the things that you excite you genuinely in your body, you know, in your inner being, you know, like that. That's what we're focusing on, and that's how we're keeping the frequency high. Because I'm telling you guys, we're right here. We're like caterpillars about to bust out the cocoon any minute now. Like, it's not even any day anymore. It's like any minute. Like, any minute we gonna get that first crack of the cocoon, and we're gonna be able to, you know, do our shit. So I love you guys. Make sure y'all stay safe. Create your reality. If you're in Portland, I am going to say this. I am throwing a PDX Vision Board party next Thursday. So this is like a little ghetto flyer. But definitely come. I will drop the link for the tickets in the description below. And yeah, I just want you guys to hold the frequency. I'm telling you, there's no... And because, real quick, because this is the year of karma, things are going to happen a lot faster. So you hold that frequency, you're going to see those results. It's not going to be no years later type shit. It's going to be, you see the results tomorrow or next week. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? It's like, so hold the frequency. Trust, surrender, keep going down the path, even if you can't see. If you feel that overwhelming sense of calm, knowing that you're protected and doing the right thing, even if you just can't understand, if you feel that and you feel that excitement because you know you're about to bust into a new you, like, and not like what's it called? Not like a cliche way, like in a real spiritual way. If you feel that, know that you're on the right path. Know that there's other people who feel that same way. I feel that same way. If you want to reach out, talk to me, definitely do. I'm always here for the collective, especially this collective who is on this journey with me. I always want to talk to you guys and let you guys know that you guys have a community, no matter if or where we are in this world. So I love you guys. Make sure you guys are out here creating your reality. Do not focus on nothing that you don't want. If you don't want it, it doesn't get none of your energy. Like literally none of it. Only focus on the things that we want so that we can manifest the life that we want faster. Love you. I hope to see all my Portland viewers at my vision party. If you're not at my vision party, you're lame, because how could you not be out here visualizing your success, but you think that you're going to have it? You don't even know what it looks like, but you think that you're going to just manifest a life that you haven't visualized yet? Yeah. Anyway, let me get you right. Holla at me. Be at the vision board party, Portland people, and I love the rest of y'all.